This is the Big O Show. 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 This
with more.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Righty, Ready to rock and roll, baby. We are coming to you live from beautiful Hialeah Park like we do every single Thursday, normally at 3 p.m., okay? But today we have to go a little earlier. You know, I got priorities. I got a concert to go to. So, you know, it's priorities. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're a little early. So we'll actually go out a little earlier than normal. So we'll have a little fun. David Furones, by the way, from the Sun Sentinel, will stop by at 2:30. Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald will join us at 3:00. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about, some heavy stuff that we're going to get into on the show, and stuff that's going to get some people uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And you know how I am on this show. I don't mind uncomfortable. So we will get into it. I see Jonathan is already telling us XRP, Big O. Brother, everything's exploding on the crypto market right now. And what Jonathan is talking about, XRP Ripple won their lawsuit against the SEC. And the judge ruled that they're not a security. So the entire crypto market, everybody's rooting for XRP to win because it will boost it. Well, I mean, listen, what Gary Gensler and the SEC is doing is just corrupt. Everything that they've been going about, it's just corrupt. Everything. Attacking the crypto agency, the crypto, what's it called, zone and everything. Why? Because he's working for the banks. And he's working for Warren and Biden and Powell and, you know, and Yellen and, you know, and trying to protect the banks and not protect you, the consumer, the American. So, you know, that's just kind of part of the dirty shit that goes on in our government. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see that the judge ruled against them and got a, you know, got the fair call. And this is part of it. Now crypto will start to explode. It's already exploding. You're watching all these institutions get behind it. Bitcoin will just dominate when it's all said and done. I've been telling you this for over 2 years now, and now it's all coming to a head. The lawsuits are being won, okay? The next thing is you see all the institutions going in on it. The ETFs are going to be approved. It's going to explode. It's the only damn way it goes. You know what I mean? And eventually you all will understand, and you're going to be living that life. You're going to be paying your bills through the blockchain. You're going to be playing games through Web3. You're going to be going to movies and concerts and buying your tickets through the blockchain. That's what's coming. Whether you like it or not, that's just the way it is, just like the internet. People didn't believe the internet was going to be real, and your entire life is now on the internet. People didn't think that you could use email. That's a joke. Well, now what? Now you do most of your business through email. You're not licking stamps that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? So all these things, it's just part of the way things change. So Jonathan Jensen and those of us that have invested in crypto, you are going to you're already seeing it in your portfolio right now exploding as it is. And this is only the beginning. It's not we're scratching the surface of the bull run, which is a beautiful thing. Anyway, so we got that. We got a bunch of things to talk about today on the show. I promised you that at 2:00, starting the show, we would talk a little bit about Wade's decision to use Allen Iverson as his representative and to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Well-deserved honor. Wade is one of my favorite players. Well, he's my favorite Heat player of all time. And that'll never change with Wade. I love him, what he did here. You can't not, you have to love everything about Dwyane Wade. You know what I'm saying? But let's be honest now. Okay? With Dwyane Wade, what happened in him picking Allen Iverson, it is about the oddest shit there is in the world. And I understand that you've got to pick a Hall of Famer to be the one that represents you. Okay? But you know, I'm a guy that, you know, the way I've done radio for 33 years in this town, and obviously now the last 2 years we've been doing platform instead of radio. I've always kept it real, okay? And I'd rather you know, maybe the truth, he can't say it, but I'll say it. And I'll say what I think the truth is, okay? And what Wade is doing is very understandable. Okay, let me first tell you that it's weird. It's not a good selection. I can pick others that are better. Okay, but I understand where his pain is coming from. Okay, nobody likes to be um, screwed over. Okay, especially when you are loyal. You know what I'm saying? And Wade was very loyal to this organization. In fact, he was more loyal than Riley was because when Riley didn't pay him, even though he offered him a decent deal, but he went with Whiteside as more of the priority, which was stupid on his part. Even getting screwed there, he still told Jimmy Butler in Chicago, "Yo, Miami's the place you want to go to." And you can tell he's pissed at the organization because he took ownership in Utah. So nobody likes to get screwed when you're loyal to somebody. If you're look, we all have friends and friendships and things like that, and I've been screwed over by friends. I've been screwed over by people that I've helped a lot, by the way. Okay, help lift them a lot, even careers. Okay, and so this happens, and so when somebody does that to you, you're hurt. And that's why he didn't pick anybody in the Heat organization. There's no doubt. The Allen Iverson pick, I'll tell you why he picked Allen Iverson, and I'll tell you why he made all these decisions. But first I want to, start talking about the pain. Because you got to address the pain that Dwyane Wade has gone through. He took less, he brought LeBron, he brought Bosh, that was his friends. Then he gets screwed over, right? And listen, I was never a fan of the whole Whiteside deal. It's on record. I get what they were trying to do. I understood it, kind of like I understand this weird selection. Doesn't make any sense. But okay, you thought you could turn Whiteside into something special and Riley's love for big men and all that crap that he's gone throughout his career, that all the big men that he's had, whether it's Pat Ewing or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Alonzo Mourning, or whatever, he's had, some incredible big guys part of his system. And he was still in love with that shit while Spo was trying to change things. And he set Spo back with all of this, okay? And I don't know how much Spo was part of this decision or not. Those are the things we never really know, how much Spo is part of some of the personnel decisions. Because since the big three, as I've pointed out, there's been a lot of bad decisions. No matter how much success they've had, they've overcome a lot of bad decisions, even though they've had success, which is amazing, by the way. So I understand his pain. He wasn't going to pick Riley. That's who he should pick. That's the guy that drafted you, right? But in the end, we've talked about this before. He was thinking of Bosh, not Wade at that point. He had to be talked into Wade, just like he had to be talked into Caron Butler. Okay? So he was, thinking bigger players because that's the way his mind thinks. He builds from inside out, but that's not the game anymore. The game's outside in. You go in if the guy can shoot threes. You know what I'm saying? It's a different game. So I understand his pain. Okay? Now, his reasoning is complete bullshit. Now, as I get into this, I just want to warn you ahead of time. If you're a liberal or you're a conservative, you're not going to enjoy this part of the conversation. Just want you to know that. Okay? As you all know, I ain't no liberal, like no, way outside liberal, and I'm certainly no way outside conservative. Neither one of the two. I'm in the middle. That's kind of the way I am, right? So let me explain, because then he says that he picked the number 3 because of Allen Iverson being his favorite player. Do you believe that? Because that's a bunch of horse shit. The number 3 is significant for Wade, and the number has become a common thread in his life. Wade, a devout Christian, picked his jersey number in honor of the Holy Trinity. That's the Bleacher Report, 2014. That's why Wade picked the 3. because he was a devout Christian at that time in 2014. That's his quote. Wasn't Allen Iverson in 2014. It's the number 3 is significant for Wade. The number has become a common thread in his life. Wade, a devout Christian, picked his jersey number in honor of the Holy Trinity. Not Allen Iverson. Don't bullshit me, bro. Don't bullshit me. But here's where we get into politics. Here's where we get personal. Okay? He's met Gabby. He's gone more liberal. He's not as conservative anymore. Okay? Conservatives do not, alter their child's gender at such an early age. So things have changed in Wade's life. Okay? He's not the devout Christian, but the 3 was part of that. Was part of Wade's world and 3 championships. And he never talked about Allen Iverson. Everything else was world of Wade and 3 this and 3 that. It was never mentioned Allen Iverson. Okay? So his life has changed. He has evolved. He's a different person now than he was in 2014. But don't bullshit me, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. And again, listen, you do what you want with your kid. Okay, that's fine. I personally wouldn't do that. I would understand my child and say, hey, I get it. When you're 18, then I will support you and you can make your changes and all that kind of stuff. I would be a lot different in that sense. I'm not that extreme, but that's the way him and Gabby want to do it. They're the parents. I don't get into that. Wouldn't be my style, but I get it. I get it. Okay, that's fine. That's what you want to do. Kids don't know what they want to do. I would never take the word of a kid that says, oh, I want to change my sex. Like, kids don't know what they want from one week to another. You think I'm going to put that burden on me? No, I'd tell the kid, no, you got to wait till you're 18. When you're an adult, you still feel that way, then you do what you want. It's your life. But I'm not going to alter you now that when you're 18 or 20, you might want to change and go back. And it might be too late then. I wouldn't want to be a part of that person. That's how I would handle it. Like I told you, this conversation's going to get a little personal. Okay? And I'm all for the LGBT community in every way possible, except that way. I would not alter my child at 12 or 14 or 15 I would never do that. Can't do that. It's just not right for me. That's just the way I am. Not the way some of you might be. Whatever, that's fine. But I know why you had 3, and it wasn't Allen Iverson. My God, I don't remember Allen Iverson ever stringing an entire paragraph together. You're going to have that guy really induct you? Let's be honest. Not the best speaker in the world. I mean, the best thing I've ever heard is not a game, but it's practice. I mean, that's why they need him for a commercial. He didn't have a lot of lines to read. You know what I'm saying? It's still odd, bro. You could pick Zoe to represent you, dude. You know what I mean? Zoe's kind of in the middle of all of this. He's not the guy that decided your fate with the Heat. He's the guy that helped you win a championship the first go-around. You know what I'm saying? Zoe's as money as it gets. I was thinking UD, right? But you can't use UD because he's not in the Hall of Fame. He'll never be in the Hall of Fame. Spo eventually will be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not in the Hall of Fame at the moment, so he can't do it. So Zoe would be the guy, or LeBron would be the guy. Well, LeBron's not in it either, so he can't do that. Is Ray Allen?
I was reading
is Ray Allen
Chang,
in it?
That's what I was about to get. Anthony Chang had a few people have had the article, but the Hall of Fame presenters that are kind of linked to the Miami Heat are Pat Riley, Shaquille O'Neal, Ray Allen, Chris Bosh, Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, Gary Payton, and former Heat assistant Bob McAdoo.
My God, Bosh would be phenomenal.
Well, Bosh is already doing a coach. He's presenting one of the coaches. At best, I don't know where he's.
Whatever, but Bosh would be phenomenal. Who do you want doing your induction speech, Bosh or Allen Iverson? Nothing against AI, dude. I love watching AI. I don't want his ass as a talker. That's not what he does. That's not his thing. That's a terrible decision on his part, bro.
Maybe just want somebody to say, "Hey, here's D Wade," and then leave.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's about.
Make it short.
I mean, seriously, have you ever seen Allen Iverson string 2 paragraphs together? You know what I'm saying? So I get what's going on here. Just don't BS me, man. You know what I mean? You didn't pick it because of Allen Iverson. You didn't pick anybody in the Heat because of what's gone on. You know, the whole thing. You don't even want to live in the state nowadays. You know, I get it. I get everything personal going on with you and your family and all the decisions you've made. And clearly you're a different person. You were really conservative then in 2014. You're certainly not that now. You're very liberal now as it is. Just be honest. That's all. Don't sell me the Allen Iverson thing and plenty of you out there and some in the media, you hook, line, and sinker and all that. I just don't play that game, dude. I just don't do that on this show. I can. I'm not here to play the fun fan on the show or let me just do everything negative. So that way everything is spun that way. And and I could probably triple my views if I played Mr. Fan or Mr. Negative every single time. Yeah, it's not what we do, bro. We kind of go right down the middle and we call it like we see it. It's just bullshit is bullshit, and that is bullshit. That's all. And I understand his pain. I understand the decision. I don't understand the specific person he picked. I think there could have been 1,000 other people better, but he had to find some way to weave three in again. So, hey, let me just use Allen Iverson and bro, Alonzo Mourning's 33. There's 2 threes in there. What the hell, right? If you wanted to do it all on threes, right? Alonzo Mourning, he has one of my favorite numbers, 3. That's it. Anyway. So, there you go, folks. Okay? There you go. What happened? What are you laughing about?
Hall of Famers who wore the number 3.
Okay.
You know how many came up?
How many?
Allen Iverson.
That's it? Wow. Okay.
And then when you get the top 3 numbers, 3, then, no, Tracy McGrady's in, right?
No, I don't think so. Did
No?
he make it in?
Okay, then no, I'll take it back then.
Okay.
Allen Iverson, Dennis Johnson, Tracy McGrady, Alfred McGuire, Drazen Petrovic,
Yeah,
and
Drazen
Ben
Petrovic.
Wallace.
Yeah. Wow. Petrovic was a good player, man. Rest in peace.
Guess if you're going to go for wearing the number 3, you got to go.
Yeah. No, go with Zoe. He had 33. That's it.
But I'm saying with that excuse, that's the only one. He's only number 3 in the Hall of Fame. So if you're going to go something where.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. ETH just went over 2K. I know it was approaching 2K. I don't blame Wade for not picking Riley to induct him. Riley lied to Wade. Yeah, no, I understand why he didn't pick Riley. Totally understand it, bro. Riley screwed up. Riley screwed up, and it is what it is, bro. You know what I mean? Shaquille O'Neal would have been funny. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my boy.
Yeah, that's the thing. He would have been
right
mumbling.
Here.
Bosch would have been the perfect.
Yeah, don't forget about Papa John's pepper on the pizza.
Bosch would have been the perfect talker, eloquent. He would have done it in a charismatic way, intelligent. I think Bosch would have been the perfect guy, not Allen Iverson, bro. Gabriel Union tells him what to do. Yeah. Wade patterned his game after Allen Iverson. Yeah, not even close, but that's all right. They were tough. They drove to the hole and they fell a lot. That's kind of where it ends, bro. To be quite honest, but whatever. People are actually paying it forward to help others see the movie. That's cool. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Rosendo says, good afternoon. Time isn't valued by how much of it you have, but how much you spend it. So stop rushing through life. Slow down and do what will make you a little bit better than yesterday. Like a concert tonight. Like my newest Dolphins hat. Huh? We styling? Huh? There we go. I had to add a new one to the combination. I saw this one. I said, "Oh, this is just This is too cool of a hat. I can't pass this up. I had to purchase this one. Oh, I know this much might be a bunch of hot air, but what do you know about Aaron Donald being unhappy with the Rams and listing Miami as his preferred destination since he has a no trade clause?
By the way, I forgot to tell you, I had it right here.
I didn't see that.
Well, Quinton Williams signed 4 years, $96 million contract extension, locking him in through 2027.
Is that the Baltimore Ravens guy?
No, the Jets guy.
Oh, Quinton Williams. Yes.
Oh, did I say it wrong? Quinton Williams.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay, yeah. So he's done now he's the second highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL behind Aaron Donald.
Wow. Well, he's awesome. He's a hell of a player. Yeah, Steven, I don't know right now. I don't know anything about that. I don't know who reported it. Steven says something about Aaron Donald being unhappy with the Rams and his preferred destination is Miami. I have not heard any of that. Who's reporting that? I need to know who's reporting that. It's because a lot of times you guys have me, you send me something, and there's nobody credible reporting it. Like my buddy sent me the other day, the Dalvin Cook Miami deal is they could be doing it in the next 24 hours. And I sent him back a message, dude, you're sending me something of some clown that has 700 followers. You know what I mean? And it's like, and he's trying to reason with me like, well, anybody could. No, not anybody, bro. You got to have access. You're not just, slap dicks don't break stories. They might guess, maybe, and they usually guess wrong. Once in a while, a slap dick out there will guess it right, I guess. Some of you YouTubers out there, or apparently some of the idiots that follow me also, and they think they're insiders. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff, who said the story? Who reported it? That's what I need to know. I don't need to know some fan or some half-ass writer that nobody knows and has no connections. It's hard for me to believe any of that. There's so much bad reporting out there, dude, nowadays. It's ridiculous how bad it is. Yeah, it's just starting anything. Yeah. And it's the worst thing for our show, by the way, the way I do things. It's the worst way to do things. It is. It's better to be Mr. Homer, or it's better to be Mr. Negative the entire time, or it's better to just throw out crazy-ass stories that don't stick and they're not accurate, because it doesn't matter, dude, because all it is about attraction. Bring in the attention, bring in the downloads, and don't care about the credibility or if it's right or wrong, because most of you don't hold it against anybody. You keep following the same idiots that keep breaking stories, or not breaking stories, misinformation, and you keep then, quoting them. It's the weirdest thing that goes on in our society. Brooklyn Rob is in the house. He says, been listening to Iron Maiden all day, feeling great. There you go. Nothing wrong with listening to a little Iron Maiden or a lot of Iron Maiden. Oh, when you go to Caneswear, do they escort you directly to the hat section? Usually.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually. Yeah.
So this is an SI article from April 10th.
You got to love my hats. Come on, bro.
2023.
From what? April 20, what?
April 10th, 2023.
Okay.
There's another offseason filled with early speculation surrounding both Sean McVay and Aaron Donald and the possible retirement of both. However, both confirmed their commitment to the Rams for the upcoming season. Of course, even with that confirmation from both Donald and McVay, rumors will swirl, especially after Donald was spotted hugging Miami Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel at the USC event in Miami.
Yeah. That's nothing. That means nothing. Everybody likes Mike McDaniel, bro. Everybody likes Mike McDaniel. Once you meet the guy, how the hell do you not like him? You know what I'm saying? But Sean McVay is actually very likable too. So I'm sure it's not a Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel thing. And yeah, no, Steven, I would put zero weight on it because I don't see anything. So until I see something credible, then maybe I give it some weight. But, there's too much crap out there, dude. Way too much crap. And I'm sorry, I just don't entertain it. It's not my style. It's not something I like to do. You know, we try to give it to you as real as it gets, and when we break our stories, they're usually pretty goddamn accurate, bro. Lombardi? Oh, definitely, it's bullshit. Then, if it's Mike Lombardi, it's complete horseshit. Then, yes, he knows nothing. Nothing. That guy's as credible as I don't know a fly that's outside or something reporting it. Yeah, no. If it's Mike Lombardi, I would not believe one bit of it. All he does is crap to stir things up. And what was the thing that I busted him about the Dolphins? Remember? It's like 6 months ago, a year ago, or something that Mike Lombardi was saying something that was completely. It might have been Tua related or something, and I told you guys he was completely wrong, and I was right, of course. I forgot what it was. One of you might remember it, but I went after Lombardi recently for something stupid and inaccurate that he said. Yeah, he's constantly like that. So I would never believe anything that Mike Lombardi has to say. Wasn't it something that he said something stupid on Joe Rose's show? Yeah. Yeah, I've done that a couple times. No, but the other idiot was that GM that was on Rose's show when I was driving, and he said something. He said that Fangio's defense is an attacking defense, and it's like, no, it's not, dude. It's like he was the former GM of the Giants, and now he's working on ESPN, or I don't know if he was one of the guys released, unfortunately, or whatever. But from Pat McAfee. Oh, I know.
The
ESPYs?
ESPYs?
I
Yeah.
didn't watch anything.
Well, I only
know.
saw the video of it.
Oh,
but
yeah, I
where he
saw
comes
the-
out and he's like,
Yeah, I didn't.
ESPN had to go and find somebody to host this because I guess Kevin Hart was supposed to, but he's with the writers holding out.
Okay.
So he was like, so he went to the offices of ESPN and it was either me or Stephen A.
Oh,
And everybody knows it's not going to be Stephen A. He's doing God's work looking for Zion Williamson or something like that. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. That's a little bit early, isn't it?
yeah, but I mean, it's kind of honest.
It is. It is. But
There's not much of him left. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
Whoa. I was like,
Yeah. John says bullied because of Wade's decisions, or should I say I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Gabby, but Wade's going along with it. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is this coming from the hug they shared at a fight at UFC? Yeah. It's stupid. It's just dumb, dude. Has nothing to do with that. Yeah, well, the Rams have.
Oh no, I know, but he's every story like I'm 3
but-
days in and everything is Stafford was shopped around during the off season.
Right.
Mac,
But everybody knows they're rebuilding, and so does Aaron Donald, by the way. And Aaron got his championship, so he's getting his money, he got his championship. He can't complain. Really, there's nothing to complain about for Aaron Donald. He got his title, he got his money. Everybody knew that they were rebuilding from last year and this year. So everybody knows where they were going. Nobody's misleading anybody here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't put any weight on that. EJ Barro is reporting for duty. I like it. Big O, Nick Wayne lost. Wrestling prediction was correct yesterday. There you go. We nailed it. Thank you, Frankie. It takes 2 seconds to Google Aaron Donald. There is nothing about him being interested in going to Miami. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, bro. Yeah, it's nothing. Oh, Lombardi? Yeah. Oh, you don't see anything in Lombardi either? Okay. All right. Leon Fresco says, do you think sports gambling site will buy ESPN? That makes a lot of sense, Leon, because ABC and Disney have cut ESPN loose. So now that they're on an island on their own and they have to pay for everything on their own, why do you think all these cuts are coming? So they're going to, and they won't have the same kind of money to pay for rights fees and things like that. So you, sir, could be onto something. They might want to just dump the whole thing and say, "Hey, we get out of sports here, bro, and here we go." And a gambling site exactly is what, a VSiN or something like that. Yeah, I could see something like that, man. That's pretty forward thinking on your part, dude. I kind of like that. That makes sense.
I saw an article, I think it was from Front Office Sports. They were talking about where they're looking to put ESPN up for sale.
That makes sense.
And then also ABC as well. They're looking possibly to get out of the whole realm of.
Well, where's TV going?
It'll be, yeah.
It's kind of like, wow, really? It's kind of what I saw a couple of years ago when I said, I got to get out of radio. I got to do this on my own. I can do this on my own. I don't need these idiots. Screw them, bro. Why am I going to share money with them? Why am I going to do anything with them? So yeah, it's where we're going. So yeah, TV stations and radio stations, that's a dying breed right there. Because none of us watch TV the way we used to, and we certainly don't listen to radio. I mean, it's like somebody, by the way, tell my man Glenn, who keeps putting out radio ratings, or like that's an oxymoron. When you're at 0.5 and 0.9, and sometimes you get to 1.0, what's their? It's like
They just start putting AEW Collision next to all of them.
Yeah, might as well. Glenn, you should do ratings for the teams. Their ratings on people watching them. Don't put any more rate. All you're doing is embarrassing them that nobody listens to radio anymore. It's hilarious. Huh? Yeah, you're hurting their business. You're exposing them, Glenn, on how they're dying. It's like it's a biography of death. It's a living biography until they die. Very nice of you, Glenn. I got you. Jamie Zorria says, good afternoon, Sean and Finn's Nation from San Jose, California. Hope everybody's having a great week. Ready to smash the like button. Fins up, everybody. There you go. And again, you guys are asking, I got this on Instagram. I ran into it on Instagram. I saw it. And I said, I got to have it. Yeah, isn't it the sea turtle's badass, isn't it? So, yeah. I had to get it. It is such an awesome hat. I don't have a hat head yet because I just put it on, but the 59 fitty inside, the new era. There's the sea turtle. You got the NFL logo in the back. And then, of course, the greatest logo on the history of mankind in the front. So there you go. I saw it on Instagram. That's all I know. So look for it maybe on Instagram, and maybe it'll pop up in your timeline. I have no idea. It popped up on mine. It somehow it knows that I like hats. I wonder what it gave away that I like hats. I don't know. But it is a badass hat. And remember, folks, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Oh, it is on the New Era website. There you go. Go to the New Era website and get it. There you go. I got it on Instagram. I didn't go to New Era. So, and I knew they didn't have this at Caneswear, so that's why I had it. Because I normally get all my hats at Caneswear. By the way, I do want to tell you about Cutter's Edge Pro. Love talking about Michael and William. And they service all of Dade County, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. They've got like over 70 trucks or something crazy like that. You see their trucks everywhere. Cutter's Edge Pro. People call them for the big jobs, for the small jobs, for maintenance. Maintenance is so important, too, on top of everything, folks. So really, if you're trying to think of how do I take my home to the next level, landscaping. How do I take the HOA, my business, to the next level? Because the value of your business and your home goes up immediately when you add landscaping. Let me tell you something. If you own dogs like we do, we have 4. We have artificial turf in the backyard, and it is the most beautiful thing in the world, man. It is so easy to maintain. You're never cutting the grass. You're never watering the grass. So you're saving hundreds and thousands in the long run over the next years that you're using the artificial turf, folks. Easy to maintain. The dogs love it. They bring no dirt, no mud into the house. They're not kicking up dirt and sand every time they go to the bathroom. Like my girl, she does all this scratching after all that. She's kicking up dirt and all that. In the artificial turf, they don't even do it anymore. They lose that habit. I mean, it is really awesome. The landscaping takes it to another level. Thanks to William and Mike, now I can hang out in the backyard like I've never have before with all the shade and all the trees. And, every day I get in my car, I look at it, it says 100 degrees outside. Man, you need some shade. Go to Cutter's Edge Pro, tree trimming, removals. We got storms that are coming here during the season, landscape design, outdoor lighting, irrigation, synthetic turf, 954-472-0622 for Cutter's Edge Pro. David Furones joins us next.
Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on a Big O radio show.
All right, it's double shot Thursday, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's the way we'll look at it. How you doing, David? You doing good? Are you inebriated or are you sober at this moment in New Orleans?
More sober than inebriated, but but I've gotten started. We got started on the plane even. A friend of mine who works at the airport, he got us seat upgrades, and then we learned that it wasn't first class, but our seat upgrades did come with free beverages. So we took advantage of that on the short flight to New Orleans, but just pacing ourselves though, for sure.
You stumbled to get your bag in the luggage thing, right? That's what happened.
Keep the carry-on. Keep carry-on. Just no need to check the bag. Just go up top with it, and then the personal item underneath the seat in front of you.
All right. So, David, the story gets more interesting now with Dalvin Cook, as there's a report now that the Minnesota Vikings have made a very generous offer, because I want to tell you, I bet you it's more than what Miami offered. Apparently, they have a $7 million offer on the table right now. And so, what's Dalvin Cook going to do? Is he going to go back to Minnesota and become Alexander Madison's backup at $7 million a year? He's the guy that said he wanted money and lots of carries. Or is he going to take slightly a little more money than Miami's offering from the New York Jets, which is less than what Minnesota's offering? Or is he going to take the offer for Miami that's a little less than the Jets and a lot less than Minnesota, but to play for his hometown team? What does Dalvin Cook do, David Furones?
Maybe Dalvin Cook looks at this whole situation and says, maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I think of Dwyane Wade when he wanted to go, and he felt very discouraged by what the Heat were offering him and wanted to go to the Chicago Bulls, went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then after those two stays, just said, man, I had it a lot better with the Miami Heat. And what a move for the Vikings if they can get them at a discount after they say, go ahead, test the free agent market, see what you're able to get in May and June, and find out what the market is right now for a running back once teams have already sort of spent their early first wave of free agency money, and then maybe you come back to us and we get you at less than what we previously had you for. So could be a move for the Vikings, and just really depends on how much he really does value the idea of playing back in his hometown and the state income tax difference and whatnot. And if he wants to cut down on some carries, be in a timeshare situation, and how much of a timeshare situation with how many backs there are in Miami.
Well, Dalvin Cook is going to be in a timeshare wherever he goes.
Wherever he goes. Yeah. Alexander Madison. I mean, the Vikings kind of set it forward like we are ready to play with Alexander Madison as our lead back. And
the Jets aren't going to let Breece Hall just sit there when he's healthy. He's going to play because he's a stud. And then they've got the Carter.
Breece Hall with the Jets.
Yeah, and they've got the Carter.
And Michael Carter.
Yeah.
He's a young back as well that you need to get his carries. So any situation, that's kind of just the state of the NFL running back depth chart all across the league right now, is that not many are being counted as that bell cow back that's going to get you the 20 carries a game and then also contribute in the passing game. So wherever he goes, all primary options, it seems to be where there's going to be some sort of a timeshare. It's a matter of how much of a timeshare.
So if I tell you that the Dolphins offered Dalvin Cook somewhere in the 4.5 to 5 range, the Jets offered him 5.5 to 6 range, Minnesota's offering him 7 with the no tax, where does that all stand? And where do you go?
Yeah, if all that, and maybe he tries to see which one will just budge a little bit more, whichever one, because probably on the spectrum of, I think he wants to go to Miami, so he'll take less money to go to Miami, but it's a matter of how much less. So probably just wait and see to see which team before training camp decides, okay, I'll budge a little bit more. I'll give that extra $500,000, whatever it might be, to put myself over the top. But then in that situation, maybe he does decide. Now, it might be a pride thing as well. If you want to go back to Minnesota after that situation, the way it unfolded
That's not
in Tennessee or
prideful.
something.
That's not prideful.
Yeah. It
No,
could be a
that's not-
pride
you're-
thing
you're
there where
coming back
he
to
doesn't.
the
Right.
number 2 back. That's not prideful.
Right, and taking less money after the team that you just worked your release from and try to get the trade out of. So, but if that's the most money, and if money is important to him, then that might be what he ends up doing. But it's ultimately for less than what he was set to make, obviously, beforehand.
Is Dalvin Cook a liar? And I tell you that because I personally think he's lying to us. I think he's kind of bullshitting us when it's all said and done. Let me read the quote. I don't know if you did you catch the quote from Dalvin Cook?
This is this morning.
Yeah, this is.
I may have been flying.
Yeah, well, yeah, you might have been flying. That's true. You might be flying. Let me. Oh damn.
Go ahead, give it to me.
Well, I am. I'm trying, but the damn internet went out. Now I went back. Here we go. So they asked him about the process. And he said, where is it? I'm excited to see where he goes. I'm always pulling for him. I'm kind of optimistic, hoping he'll get back. That's Cousins. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Here we go. Where the hell is it now that I'm okay? There's a $7 million offer on the table for him to accept in Minnesota if he wants to go back. I don't think he wants to go back, as Esiason said on WFAN's Boomer and Geo show, adding that Cook's agent is trying to play the offer off of other teams to drive a bidding war, which is what you were talking about. And then when he was asked about the process, he says, "I'm enjoying the free agent process." Do you believe that?
Oh, yeah. And part of that was what the Boomer Esiason thing.
Yes, Boomer and Geo.
Yes, yeah, I did see the Boomer Esiason thing, and then that Dalvin Cook said he's enjoying the free agent process.
Yeah, you believe in that?
I believe it from the standpoint of he's having fun with it. He is enjoying the some of the attention, maybe some of the money he wishes was a little bit more. I think from that standpoint, he could enjoy it a lot more if he was getting the offer that he was seeking from this free agent process. But just from what he's posting, how he's liking everything on social media, I think he's liking that he's a free agent and what comes from it. But I think he wants his money.
You're being too nice, bro. He wanted money. He wanted
Some
money.
people say that about me. I'm too nice.
No, that's not true. One of the things I like about you, you're one of you're one of the young riders I like because you don't hold back. You actually ask tough questions. You're not.
You always say that.
Yes, that's right. Because I think that's incredibly important. It's really easy to lob softballs all the time. That's super easy. Anybody can do that. But when you ask an uncomfortable question, that has to be asked. I'm not saying something disrespectful. I'm saying something that is worthy, that is a tough question. You're willing to ask it. And that's one of the things why I have a lot of respect for you. But I think you're being nice because he expected money. He wanted carries. He wanted to be the guy. Nobody's calling him to be the guy. Nobody's telling him he's going to get a bunch of carries. You and I just talked about he's going to share wherever he goes. If he picks the Jets, they've got 2 younger backs that they've got to play. If he comes to Miami, they've got 3 backs that they've got to play. If he goes back to Minnesota, he has to back up the guy that he was, starting over from there on out. So wherever he goes, he's going to have to share. Wherever he goes, he's not going to get paid what he was getting paid or anything like that. So I don't know how he's enjoying this process when his hometown team is the one that's offering him the least amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. I got to disagree with you on that. I don't think he's enjoying this process.
He probably had his expectations a lot higher from the standpoint of that there would be teams that are willing to offer him. He probably the idea that he had the type of action in activity in the backfield, in the passing game, in terms of rushing attempts that he anticipated, plus the money he was looking for, and that part just hasn't materialized. I think from just a standpoint of, I see him on social media, I think he is enjoying that part of it. Just that right now he is the storyline in the NFL. I mean, he's liking tweets that mention him every day, so he's checking. He's probably searching his name, checking what people are saying about him, and whenever there is any update on any network, when they're trying to fill some time in the dog days of summer before training camp, while we've finished OTAs and minicamp, and we're trying to bridge it into training camp. That's kind of him and DeAndre Hopkins are two of the biggest storylines across the NFL. So, from that standpoint, I think he is enjoying that he's sort of the big storyline right now, league wide.
All right, one more thing. A report came out today that said that Belichick could be on the hot seat. And this is the first time that I actually hear somebody say what I've been saying for the last, I don't know, about 8-9 months, right? I've said that I believe that if Belichick has a bad year this year where he wins 5 or 6 games or something like that, that I think he could come back in the hot seat the following year because it'll be too many years without a playoff. And, here's the thing that here's what I think is kind of bogus out there for some people. Some people think that, oh, well, no, Kraft is not going to fire him because he wants him to break the record. What does Kraft gain by that record? Nothing. No big deal. That's a personal record for Belichick. What Kraft wants is playoff appearances, more money from those playoff appearances because you got to come to his stadium. He wants more championships because that's what builds, your franchise up and the value and all that kind of stuff. The personal stuff to him, he even talked about it. We don't sign players for them to break personal records. That's not what it's about. We're about winning here. So where do you stand on that? Do you think Kraft would put him on the hot seat? Because I think those two guys don't get along that good. By the way, the whole Brady thing, I think, was a divider for them.
It's interesting that maybe Kraft and Belichick don't get along that well. Maybe, well, we already know that Belichick and Brady didn't get along that well, especially toward the end.
Brady and Kraft
could he be on the hot seat?
Right, Brady and Kraft.
I would have thought that. Oh, I'm getting a bad connection here, but
no, I said that Brady. I said that Brady and Kraft get along perfect. Is my point because
yes, Brady and Kraft, yes,
yeah,
right, yeah. It seems like So Belichick is the common thread, I guess, there in those two situations where he doesn't get along with the other, but. With what he's accomplished over the 4 years now going on over there, that you would have almost thought, boy, he could retire when he wants. He's almost earned that over there. But when you've had all those years in common with Tom Brady, and then since Tom Brady left, then you haven't had the same success to get one team to a playoff appearance, but a big blowout loss in Buffalo afterward. But then if it's a really bad season, could it? See, I'm usually of the standpoint in those situations where if that guy earned the right to retire on his own terms, then go ahead and give it to him. But maybe the Patriots do, and Robert Kraft get these sort of delusions of grandeur, like it's supposed to be like that all the time when they had those 20 years of Brady and Belichick. And I mean, the NFL is hard, man. It's not always going to be like that. So sometimes reality can rear its ugly head very quickly when you don't have this all-time combination of coach and quarterback together, even if one can be great on his own somewhat, but between the two of them, then they are all-time elite. So we know Belichick is one of the great football minds that we've ever seen, regardless of quarterback. I mean, what he did with the Giants beforehand, even had the Cleveland Browns going a little bit before making the move, and how coveted he was between the Jets and the Patriots back in the late 90s. So between the Patriots ended up snagging him. So Yeah, I'm of the mindset maybe he kind of earned it, but to go out on his own. But if the Patriots and Robert Kraft get these sort of illusions that it was always supposed to be the way they had it those years, then maybe they make some kind of rash decision like that.
All right. By the way, somebody's telling me Leon Fresco just sent in a super chat. He says we need a My Furones instead of a My Sharona melody lead in for you. So, do you know the song My Sharona from the Knack?
Yeah, I always never knew what the actual lyric was, but I just knew it was very
So
close to
now they want
some
it My
minor.
Furones.
And Chris Berman would use it for the Titans kicker Rob Baronis,
That's right. That's right.
which also rhymes with name.
Right. Exactly. So yeah. Once we get a permanent segment for you, we're gonna have to do a Knack style My Furones open for you. All right.
I'm with it.
There you go. All right, get back to your drinking. Get back to like the real important stuff. Drinking in New Orleans. Have some fun, my brother. We'll catch up next week. You be good.
The guys just got back to the Airbnb with some supplies, so
There you
perfect
go.
timing.
Perfect timing, dude. That's it. You don't have to drink any more castor oil to try to stay straight here now. Now you can just booze up now. There you go, baby.
I'm set through the weekend.
You got it, bro. Be good.
All right.
There you go. The great David Furones. Follow him on Twitter, by the way, David Furones _. And then, of course, subscribe to the Sun Sentinel and support my man. He does a great job. He's a really good dude. And he's one of the young guys I like, man. He's got some balls. He will ask a tough question. And I like that. It's kind of my style. Devin Jordan says, Big O, I'm a freight driver for UPS, and all the workers are about to go on strike at the end of July. Damn, that sucks. That sucks. I just hope you guys get what you deserve, man, because you guys work like animals, to be quite honest. I mean, UPS people, boy, there's nobody lazy in that place. Brian says, reminds me of the Bucks Classic Creamsicle Unis, which they're bringing back. Yes, they're gonna play one game. Week 6 it is? Right. Huh? Against the Lions. Very good. You are correct, sir. Yes. I love the creamsicles. Love the creamsicles. Love them. Love that logo. The Buccaneer with the knife. Like there's a gentleman that's here with the old Washington hat, since I can't say the nickname. And I was just telling, that's one of the greatest logos in the history of mankind. And the Buccaneers with the guy with the knife in his mouth, that's a great logo, man. The Patriot snapping the ball, phenomenal logo. There's some really cool logos. What are you going to say?
Think Campbell gets flashbacks and start biting kneecaps?
Oh, there we go. Well, that's what they do there. Oh, what do you make of Tyler and Ben working out together? Is Ben Simmons and Tyler Hero? Is that what I'm understanding when Ben and Tyler? Or is that true? Tyler Hero's working out with Ben Simmons? Is that what you're saying? Steven, now you were coming in with the Lombardi thing now. Yeah. I don't know about you, Steven, now. I'm wondering now the kind of info you're dropping on us now. My Furones. You are a hater, Big O. Yes, I am, Antoine. I am. I hate you. Let's see what else. People hate to hear it. Belichick would be Ron Rivera without Tom Brady. Big O, where do you find these hats? You got to show us your hat collection one day. Got to put you on the spot. Where's your favorite spot to host the Big O show? Anywhere they have AC. Okay, how about that? Any and all places that have air conditioning. All right. I mean, strip clubs are usually the most entertaining ones because you got to admit your eyes are at least being entertained while you're talking on the show. No, but AC, just give me AC. As long as I'm AC, nothing against Canesburg, which, by the way, yesterday's show is the last show that we do outside on Canesburg. We'll be inside because the new location is so big that they're going to have a spot in the back for us to do it inside. So we'll be inside. So it'll be only Acura left that we do a show outside. So really, my favorite show is the one that we could do with AC. Okay, doing a show at 100 degrees is just not fun.
And right next door to Las Patas.
Oh, yes, and we're back right next to Les. That's where they were way back in the day.
It's two things.
Originally,
it's
they were
AC
right
and
by
food.
Yes.
AC and food, and we're good.
That is it's so convenient. We don't have to walk to the end of the mall. Although we do have to kind of walk off the sub a little bit.
Walk.
Yes, exactly.
We're talking about driving.
Yeah. We're talking driving. Talking driving to La Spada. We don't walk to the end of the other mall. No, we drive to the other end of the mall, and then we get off and get to La Spada. I'm guilty, by the way.
It's 102 degrees outside. I ain't walking in that.
That's actually what I do also. I do get in
100%.
the car, drive over to La Spada, and then get my sub. Is that a loggerhead turtle? I have no idea. I wouldn't know the difference. It looks like it? He says it. Look, I'll take his word for it. I wouldn't know the difference. What's a loggerhead turtle? They don't have feet. They have flaps. Is that what it is? So a loggerhead turtle is a sea turtle. Is that what it is? Okay. I have no idea. No idea. Sorry. I got to plead ignorance there. Don't know my turtles to sea turtles. I guess it's the right? That's it, right? I would imagine. It's the only thing that could be different, right? They all have a shell. They all have a head and tails. Right, and they have flippers instead of feet. Okay. Land turtle, sea turtle. I got it. That makes a lot of sense. Do you guys ever eat homemade food? Sean does. I rarely do. My wife doesn't cook. So I rarely do, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. My daughter's now cooking. So she's actually going to come over and cook for us. I think it's next week. And I'm looking forward to that, actually. It's pretty cool. I never get home. When I get a home cooked meal? New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, and Thanksgiving. That's when I get my home cooked meals. Outside of that, dude, no way. My wife doesn't cook. She's perfect, but she's never been a cooker. That's the only thing. So, unfortunately, Daryl Darville says Cook is still pissed. The U got to play for the home. Yearby got to play for the hometown over him, plus Duke and the Dolphins. Nah, I don't think it has anything to do with it. Daryl, I think he's just pissed that he didn't get the love he thought he was going to get in free agency. He thought people were going to be lining up. He thought they were going to be fighting for his services. He thought people were going to look at Dalvin Cook and say, "You're the missing piece." And he didn't realize that running backs are not respected in the NFL anymore. So I don't go with that. I think it's more about what's going on now. Oh, ask Sean to look up Belichick's record without Brady. He's mediocre head coach who got lucky having the best QB for 20 years. No, I know. And he did have the 11-5 year without Brady. Didn't get to the playoffs because Miami was maybe 2 years, and he didn't do well in Cleveland. Yeah. And he hasn't done well since Brady. And that's the indictment on him. Unfortunately, you can't take away the titles. You can't take away the winning. But without Brady, you can look at him and say, well, dude, you're not very good without Brady. And that kind of sucks for him.
He is 79 and 87 without Brady.
79 and 87? So he's a bad coach. Yeah. Big O, ¿sabes cuándo la NBA podrán su schedule? Porque vivo en Puerto Rico y estoy en la decisión de ir a jugar de los Dolphins or Miami versus the Celtics. No sé. I have no idea when they're going to put this schedule out, my brother. No tengo idea. You know what you could do, Gio? You could call the Heat offices. Maybe they'll give you a date. You know what? Also, Google important NBA dates, and they might have a date when the schedule is released. You know what I'm saying? So you can check for that, but I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I can't help you there, Gio. Karoon says, Big O, I'm going to Miami from Tampa for training camp on August 1st. Are you and Sean going to be in that area? August 1st, we're not. We leave the 3rd, right? We leave the 3rd. Yes, August 1st we'll be here. Is the 3rd the trip for Ohio? Yeah, Canton, right? Okay, because we might have a trip before that we get back right before for a couple days. Because there's another trip that we might be going to, and we get back the day before August 1st. Actually, we're only here for like 2 days, and then we take off. I have 3 straight trips that I'm making at the end of July and early August. Loggerhead turtles have a long neck. Okay. Loggerheads are sea turtles. They are the dominant breeding sea turtle in southeast Florida. Most of the turtles' nest you see on the beach are loggerheads. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All I know is the hat is super cool. That's all I can tell you. It's a badass hat, and I had to have it. That's all I can tell you. Got another one, too. I got 2. I added another dolphin hat yesterday with this one. I got them both in the mail yesterday. I was really happy. I don't know if I'll wear it tomorrow. Right, because then I sweat it all up. And see, I'm inside the AC. Like when I get to the concert, I'm not wearing this hat. You know, I'm not going to the concert tonight and leave this hat on. I got another hat that I can trash in the car. But there's no way I would never wear these kind of hats. I don't wear in places where I'm going to sweat because then I ruin it, and I don't want to do that. And I don't want to really throw it in the washer or anything like that. I kind of like want to, I take care of these things. I try at least. No, nobody's perfect. U.S. men's national team crapped the bed last night against Panama. Makes me sick. Here's the problem with that. One, you had a backup team for the U.S. Who the hell are you? You're the United States of America. You ain't jack in soccer. Do a better job. Get better players. Get a better roster to go there. Okay? You can get to the finals here, but you got to have your top talent. Don't think that because you're second and third. Okay, so let's take inventory about what they did. They beat St. Kitts and Trinidad Tobago. They lose in a shootout to Panama. They tie Jamaica, and they need PKs to beat Canada. Yeah, I know. The Canadians, they're so good at soccer. My God. The system's not good enough. Your coaches are never not good enough. We have talent. I know we're not at the elite level or anything, but because of our system, because of our coaches, we will never get to that elite level. And if you're going to be ignorant, insulting, stupid enough to think we'll take our B- C+ team and we'll win. Who are you, dude? You think you're Argentina or something? You think you're England? You think you're Brazil or something that you can just send your second unit and kick everybody's ass? And you might be sending some of your third unit. That's how bad these people are. At least if you're German or you're Argentine or you're Brazilian, you got a shot if you're sending your second/third team. But if you're the U.S., I got a group of Boy Scouts here in Hialeah. They're the older ones. They're like 15. They'll give any challenge to the third team U.S. national team. So it's the arrogance of thinking that you can just walk in with a B-level, C-level squad and just beat people that you normally struggle against if you're really good. So lots of factors step into all of this. One, U.S. soccer is a complete joke. Always has been, never been run the right way. Two, we never have good coaches. And if we have one, we probably don't even know how to keep them around. And so three, our players will never max out. They have to go to Europe to individually max out. But collectively, we will never max out as long as our system is broken the way it is. And I'll keep telling you what I've been telling you because I've been on for 30 years. Give me my early 90s to mid 90s U.S. men's national teams over anything that's come up ever since. Okay? That is still our best teams. Yeah. So that's really what's going on. If you want to really judge what the hell is going on with U.S. soccer, that's what you got to see with U.S. soccer. So I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to kind of get that off my chest also and talk a little bit about that. Anyway. Let's see what else. Ooh, by the way, how's so see how's the market running? How's the market running, baby? Oh, it is running so good. Bitcoin is well over 31,000. 31,300 now, or 31,257. Ethereum is approaching 2,000. It's at 1984. Polygon is up 18%. It's up to 85 cents. Jesus Christ. Cardano is up 18%. It's up to 33. Cosmos is up 7. Jasmy's up 6. VeChain's up 6.5. Immutable X is up 8.5. Star Atlas is only up 1%. Star Atlas has been down for a while. Chainlink is up 9.5%. Polkadot's up 8%. Avalanche is up nearly 8%. Illuvium up 6.5%. Oh, man. The Decentraland's up almost 10%. Life is good. Life is good, baby. The market is exploding. Love it, man. Love it. Oh, this is going to come. So, anyway. Anyway. So. All right. Oh, man. Those of you that took our advice early, you're welcome. Bob Kuchenberg and Mark Clayton reach list of semifinalists in Hall of Fame voting for 2024. I don't know why Clayton and Duper aren't in the Hall of Fame, bro. Clayton, Duper, Richmond Webb. Yeah, I know Kuchenberg also. That could be another guy you could put in there too. Yeah. Yeah. Do they still do culinary classes in high school? They do? Really? Okay.
Yeah, my daughter had it this year, and she goes to the second next year.
So it's not home ec. It's like literally.
It's culinary.
It's
called
culinary.
culinary. Yeah, they have a kitchen, like 4 stoves.
Is that what she's going to do?
Yeah.
Is that what she wants to do?
She's still on the jumping around. Yeah.
Like all
she had
kids.
another idea, and then she changed it. Once she got in that class, she really likes doing it.
Like all kids, bro.
Yeah.
It's life's about decisions. Yeah. And we all, when you're growing up, you're trying to figure out who you are. Where do you belong? Should I be a carpenter? Should I be a lawyer? Should I be a police officer? Should I be a dealer? Talk about like car dealer here, not drug dealer. Okay. Should I be a rapper, an entertainer? Should I be a business owner? Should I, that is the scariest thing. Going from teenager to young adult, trying to figure out what you want to be in life. It is the scariest time. You know what I'm saying? And and this happens to all of us in a lot of things. Do I love her? Do I love him that much? Do I want to marry her? Do I want to marry him? This is a big decision. And then some people decide, no, this person's not the person that I want to marry, and they don't make that decision. And then some people do, and then they regret it, right? Because these are tough decisions. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. Life is brutal, dude. Look at D Wade. clearly a devout Christian conservative back in 2014, right? Tells you the three is about the Holy Trinity and all that stuff. That's why he got the three. For those of you that may have just, tuned in, just so you'll know, Wade picked three. It wasn't because of Allen Iverson. You can go back and look at the Bleacher Report article in 2014, and he's quoted, "The number three is significant for Wade. The number has become a common thread in his life. Wade, a devout Christian, picked his jersey number in honor of the Holy Trinity." The Iverson thing is BS. He just didn't want to get into this because he's clearly no longer conservative anymore, right? I mean, he's as liberal as it gets now, right? Because obviously what he's done with his child and all that. So he didn't want to bring up this, the real truth in 2014, but because we have short memories, you know what I mean? And nobody remembers Rick Sanchez hanging out with San Pedro. That's just kind of the way it is in this world. Everybody has a last 5 minute memory. So then what he tells you is, "Oh, I did it because of Allen Iverson." And then everybody's lazy and they don't look at it and they don't go, "But no, dude, no, he was a different person then." But he doesn't want to deal with those politics now because then people will bring it back to him. "No, dude, you said you were a devout." "Oh, that's right. You're not a devout Christian." And that's why he said the Allen Iverson thing. And that's why we don't screw around on this show. All right, let's do it. Michelle Kaufman is ready to go, ready to talk to us. You can follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. She is covering the craziness that is Inter Miami. Michelle, good afternoon. Oh, wait, you have her? She's there? Okay, all right. All right, there she is. Howdy, howdy. How you doing?
Oh, very, very busy. I'm working
Shocker.
on a bunch of
Really?
stories. Working on a bunch of stories right now, so I'm a little bit frazzled, to be honest. Lionel Messi, all my friends are saying how excited they are and how much fun it must be for me to be covering it, but it's really not. I mean, I've
I
gone
know.
from basically being the beat writer on this beat, with oftentimes I was the only person at the practice and I had access to everybody and
Now
and
Greg
all
Cody's
that.
now Greg Cody's next to you, right?
And yesterday, when I went to the practice, I basically was reduced to one member of a horde of over 100 reporters, and the security guards don't know. They have new security guards. There's a lot of new enhanced security and different protocols. They don't know me from the reporter who just showed up, who doesn't know the difference between Leo Campana and Leo Messi. I mean, a lot of the reporters out there, they could not even name 5 players on the team. But everyone knows that Messi is a really big deal in the world and he's here. So we got to be there with our cameras and with our microphones. And so I'm, literally having to push and shove my way so that I can at least see, because I'm not that tall. It's going to be a zoo and it's going to be a circus for a while. And yeah, it's a huge story. It's an important story. I'm glad that people are interested in reading everything that I'm writing. That's wonderful. But my job just became a lot more difficult,
Oh, I know.
just
I
from
know.
logistical
I don't envy
standpoint.
you at all. I mean, some people have told me,
No,
"Hey, now you can go check it out." I go, "I have no interest in going, dude. That's going to be a
yeah,
mess. That's going to be a circus. I have zero interest being there. I'll watch it on television, super happy. I'll take my notes. I'll do everything I need to do my job. I don't care. I don't need to be in there." Like, "Really?" And I go, "You have no idea, dude. Yeah, it's just like it's what Michelle is saying. It really, now when it's so big like this, it kind of takes the fun out of it, to be quite
it
honest."
does. I mean, yesterday I was at the press conference with, it wasn't even with him. It was with, Joseph Martinez and Drake Callender. We're talking, and I'm standing there and Joseph Martinez is talking. And I moved just as a normal human movement. I moved 1 inch to my left while I was
Oh,
standing there. I shifted my weight from my right foot to my left foot, which moved my head 1 inch to this side. And a camera guy behind me is yelling at me, "Get out of my shot, get out of my shot, move, move." They're like, they, touch your shoulder and move your shoulder to the side so you get out of the view. I mean, it's it's really not fun.
I
It's
know.
really not fun. I
I
mean,
know.
it's
I've
a
been at it.
huge story.
Yeah.
It's a huge story. It's a huge story. Everyone is interested in every tiny thing. He just went out to eat last night with his family for the first time. There's already videos all over social media about, when he came out, the fans that were waiting outside and taking selfies with him and so on. And he came here to have a more normal life. He came to the United States, to Miami, to have, to try to attempt for him and his 3 young kids and his wife to have a little bit more of a normal life
I
than
think
what
it'll
they have.
normalize. I think it'll
It
normalize a
will
little
normalize.
more.
It
But
will normalize.
right now, Santa Claus came to town, and so
Yes.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And so it'll
Yes.
get to a point where you're more used to him being in town. But right now, the biggest star in the world walked into town. Okay,
Yes.
literally bigger than anybody in
Literally.
Star Island or Hibiscus or anywhere off of Las Olas or up in Worth Avenue in Palm Beach. The biggest star in the world just parked his butt here in South Florida, and so
Yes, he
yeah,
has he has 470 million Instagram followers. 470 million.
more people than the
LeBron
United
has
States.
150,
More
140
people.
or 150 for
That's
LeBron.
more than the people in the United States. We have
Yeah,
330 million in this country. That guy
right. He
has
has
more.
470 million, 470 million Instagram followers. He's just he's beyond huge. And so he's here now, and this is the team I cover, and the team just changed drastically from, I mean, they still are, by the way, the last place team in the Eastern
I know.
Conference. And when you look at the standings, Inter Miami is still where it was last week. They're in last place in the Eastern Conference standings, but now Messi is here, and every single thing he does, every place he eats, everywhere he goes, everything he and his family does, it's going to be news. It's going to make news. Everybody's fascinated. The fans are going out, just going to the stadium and like wandering around the sidewalks to see if to get a glimpse, to see if maybe they'll see him or they'll see his car in the parking lot, or I mean, it's that kind of craziness. So there's a lot more security around the training facility and around the stadium. And just me as a reporter, I used to just walk in to the practices. There was a
Right,
guard there that would let me in. Oh, hey Michelle, how you doing? How's your
right.
daughter? That's it, right? Now we have to RSVP in advance, and then they check our names on a list, and then we go single file. They have security checks. They're checking in all our bags, all our
Of course.
equipment. We
Yeah.
have to have a wristband on. That's just to go to a training session, which he didn't even train yesterday. This was for us to get in because maybe he'll be on site. His first training session that we'll get to see is going to be next week.
Okay.
So it's crazy. It's really crazy, but the hunger and the thirst for stories and for information and for, social media posts. I mean, it's insane. The number of, I've gained a lot of Twitter followers, and my story page views have gone way up. And, there's a lot of interest, a lot of interest. Yeah.
Yeah, you got the top beat in town now. I mean, that's just the way it is. Internationally, this is the top
Yeah.
beat in town. We know the Dolphins will always rule the town, but from outside of Florida, everybody's going to be more interested in Inter Miami than anything else all over the world. You don't only have media; you have paparazzi now. No
Oh,
other team
yes.
in
Oh,
town.
yes.
No other team in town has paparazzi. Inter Miami now will have paparazzi following them around because of Messi. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how amazing this thing is, how much it's changed. So next week is the first practice. We got the Cruz Azul game coming up.
Well, first there's
Obviously,
the unveil. Sunday is the unveil.
right.
Sunday is the unveil ceremony. Doors open at 6. And just to let you know, for people who don't get to go or whatever, they will be
Apple.
showing it. It's going to be shown. It's going to be on free on Apple TV. You don't have to have the MLS season pass, or on MLSsoccer.com. I believe on the Inter Miami social media, platforms. So it will be able to be seen for free. You know, you don't have to go, you know, if you want to go to the stadium, be part of it, of course, I'm sure, you know, people want to, but there will be ways to watch it. And during halftime of the Gold Cup, Fox and Univision are working out a deal where they're going to show a little clip at halftime of the Messi unveiling, you know, him wearing his Inter Miami gear and all that stuff. So that whole ceremony is going to go on Sunday night. There's going to be, you know, secret or not so secret musical guests. You know, the names have been thrown around: Shakira, Bad Bunny, Maluma. Who knows what superstars and celebrities are going to show up for this? All the celebs are being invited. All the celebrities are being invited to this. So that's going to be on Saturday. Sunday night. Monday, there's going to be his first press conference, which is going to be really big. And there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of reporters there. Tuesday will be his first training that the media is allowed to see. You know, I don't know what he's doing before, but that's the first one we're going to be allowed to see. And then the first game will be next Friday, a week from tomorrow, against Cruz Azul, the Mexican team, in the opening game of the new inaugural Leagues Cup tournament, which is a new tournament between all the teams in MLS and all the teams in Mexico are playing like a World Cup style tournament. And so the first two games are at Drive Pink Stadium. The first one with Cruz Azul, the second game is against Atlanta United on Tuesday, the 25th.
So let me ask
tickets
you,
for that.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If you're Tata, if you're Moss and company, you really are taking the U.S. Open Cup and this tournament super serious, right? Because really, the chances of you making the playoffs now, that's the sad part of it. We're not going to be able to showcase Messi probably in the playoffs of the MLS, right? But at least the other stuff, they're still alive. They're still alive for the
yeah, they're definitely going to be pushing that because US Open Cup August 23rd is the semifinal.
Right.
They're already in the semi. They are one win away from making the final. They're going to play Cincinnati, and if they win that, they're in the final. They're in the championship.
Will Messi play those games?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because you know, Michelle, you and I follow this shit. Normally,
Yes. Messi in the U.S. Open Cup. I know.
You kind of like next year. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play in the U.S. Open Cup. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, you will hold out your stars for the U.S. Open Cup. You won't go all the way, but because this team hasn't had a lot of success, I think winning the tournament with Mexico or the U.S. Open Cup, I think it's really important for this franchise to have some success.
A trophy. They need to have a trophy to put in the trophy case. They have a trophy case. They have a very nice big trophy case at the training facility, but the team doesn't have any trophies yet.
Right.
So they would, if they would want to win their first trophy with Messi on Apple TV and in all the national, whatever, international, not just national. They want the world to see Messi in the pink and black holding up a cup with all the teammates around him. I mean, that would be a very good visual for the league, for the team, for him. Yeah.
I mean, listen, think about this. You and I have gone to U.S. Open Cups that are well attended for Miami FC. We haven't even seen it for Inter yet. Inter, they never, we haven't had the kind of team. And although they've had some success in the U.S. Open Cup, they're always small crowds. Think about the crowds we're going to get for the U.S. Open Cup now. It'll be sold out. It'll be an amazing.
Everywhere he plays, everywhere he plays will be sold out. Everywhere he plays will be sold out.
I'm
the
excited.
Ticket prices are going up, and just so you know, for you guys interested in the opening game, the last I looked, which was yesterday, I haven't looked today, but they did put up bleachers, and they're putting in at least two of the corners, and they have it up on the Ticketmaster grid. You can see those seats. Those seats are 200 for the opening game and 145 for the second game against Atlanta on Tuesday. So you can get those corner bleacher seats are 200 for the opening game as of yesterday and 145 for the second game.
And there isn't a bad.
That's the cheapest. There's nothing cheaper than that at this point.
That stadium is beautiful because that stadium doesn't have a bad seat. Even if you're up in the top.
No, there's no bad seats. Yeah.
There's no bad seats. It's a great stadium, really. The Moss brothers did a beautiful job with that place. All right. Where the hell are they going to fit all the media?
The press conference Monday is going to be off-site. They're, they needed a bigger site
No, I'm
because
talking
you want
about
to have a
game
formal
day. I've seen
game
that
day.
press box.
Well,
Yeah, you told me if there was
game
100
day, yeah.
yesterday. Oh my God.
Well, no, the game day media, a lot of people will not get credentialed. I mean, a lot of
Okay,
people will just not be able to get in.
right.
They're going to have 50 seats in the press box, and then they will have an auxiliary section in the stands with some more seats for media who will sit in the stands, but not too many seats because they can sell all those tickets,
They
right?
gotta
So
sell
they don't
them,
want to
man.
give
Yeah.
away too many. They don't want to give too many tickets for the media, but some media will be on the auxiliary section, 50 will be in the main press box, and then photographers and camera people will be downstairs.
I don't know.
Hold
I don't
on
know
one
if you've
second. I
thought
need to
about
talk to
this.
Tina before she goes. Can you tell her
Okay.
not to leave yet? Or
Okay.
yeah, I need to
Okay.
talk to her. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so
Listen,
it's gonna be
I don't know if you've
yeah.
thought about this. I don't know if you've asked about this
Nice.
because maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. Are they altering anything in the new stadium now that they do have Messi? I'm just wondering, are they thinking of enlarging it? Are they thinking of more suites? Are they thinking
Oh, they are doing more suites. No, Jorge did say, Mas, that yes, they're gonna make it swoopier. There are gonna be more suites and more bells and whistles with
okay,
Messi in the picture. They want to really make it it was already gonna be a really nice first class stadium, but
of
yeah,
course.
they're gonna have the opportunity to draw big, big, big money, and everybody super rich is gonna want to rub elbows with Messi. So
Yeah, the stadium in
yeah,
Fort Lauderdale is first class, considering they did that in 8 months, man. I mean,
yeah.
that stadium is beautiful, dude. It's such a great and the practice facility and the academy and all that. I mean, they did a phenomenal job. All right, one more question because I know you got to go.
I do.
You and I are part of the maybe only people, maybe there might have been another media member or two that actually covered the soul. Okay. If you look at
Mhm.
my studio pictures when I'm in studio, there's a soul flag in the back there in my studio. So, word of another women's basketball team. What do you know about that?
I don't know much because I have
I
been
know.
buried in this.
I know.
I've been so out of touch with everything else. I do know that there is it's going to be a league that all the games I believe are going to be in Miami. I don't think it's a league around the country. I think it's going to be a Miami based uh tournament type, season,
Okay. Okay.
a little short mini season between some of the, they're going to offer, a certain number of teams with a certain number of star players on all these teams who will play each other.
Okay.
And I believe, if I'm correct, I believe the whole thing is going to be based in Miami. Yet
Okay.
another thing for us to cover, because Miami has become, let's face it, the epicenter of sports in the universe. Because we had you know the women's basketball team of makes their first Elite Eight. FAU makes the Final Four. makes the Final Four. The Panthers make the Stanley Cup Finals. The Heat makes the NBA Finals. And now Lionel Messi, literally, arguably the best player ever, if not one of the top three, some people would say best ever in the history of the world, is now here, right here,
Yeah.
playing for the Little Inter Miami over there on Commercial Boulevard. And then, yeah, we're going to have a basketball league, women's basketball league. The idea was after what happened to Brittany Griner and that female basketball players have had to go overseas in order to compensate and make some money because the WNBA salaries are really small for a lot of them, not for all of them, but and it's such a short season. So women's basketball players play in the WNBA and then they go overseas and play in Europe.
Right.
So in order to, and some of them play in countries that are a little sketchy that they're not that comfortable with, but they go there for the money. So the idea is that this mini league in the United States would be a place that female basketball players can play and make some money for a few months in the off season without having to uproot their entire lives and go to Europe, to some countries that they may not be comfortable going to.
Right.
The Russian league was the league that paid the most money for the longest time. And now, that's not a place that some people want to go now. So with everything going on in that part of the world.
Yeah, it kind of helps when you go to Russia. You may not want to, carry some weed with you.
No, that's true too. But there are just, right now, that part of
I
the
feel
world,
bad for
there
her,
are
but
some
she kind
players who
of
don't want to.
Yeah, I feel
No,
bad
yeah.
for her, but she kind of brought it on herself there. She kind of set herself up. It's like, if we're going to a certain place, you're traveling to certain countries, you may want to follow the rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah.
I hear you. But that's all I know about that.
So
I have not had
we don't
I
get a
will
team.
explore it.
So
I
we don't
haven't
get a
had
team.
time to explore it. Huh?
Okay. But it's not a team for us. It's a tournament. Okay. That's what it is. Okay.
No, I think it's there may be I think it's some kind of tournament, but all the teams are based in Miami.
Yeah,
I
because I
think.
don't think Mickey was. I think it wasn't a winner for him. It wasn't making money, so I don't think he was a
Right.
fan of having a team. So that's why I was wondering who's going to support it, who's the one that's going to run it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why
Right.
I had to ask you because I don't know anybody else in the media that might be well connected enough to know about that. That's why I wanted to ask
Well,
you.
I will as soon as I'm done with Messi craziness, Messi mania, I will explore that a little more.
Okay, that'll be about 4 years from now. Okay, great. Follow
Yes,
her on
right.
Twitter
Okay.
at Koff Sports. Catch her work there at the Miami Herald. As always, hang in there, by the way. Thank you for taking some time, but hang in
I'm
there.
gonna
I know
start wearing
it's
I'm gonna
crazy.
start wearing elbow pads. I gotta start wearing elbow pads to the press conferences, honestly. Maybe a helmet
Maybe I
even.
should go
Yeah.
with you and I'll be your fullback. How about that?
There you
Okay.
go. You can
Okay.
block for me. All
I can
right.
block for you. Okay. All right, Michelle, you be good. See you later.
Take care.
You got it. There you go. The great Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. And it's you guys have mentioned it to me several times, like off air, DMs. I see, oh man, the Messi thing. Oh, you got to be excited. You want to go see it? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm fine. I don't want to cover that mess at all, dude. I don't want to deal with all that crap, man. Sean was like, where are they gonna
And the other thing is with that,
excuse me, man, that cold. All right, go ahead. All right. Oh man, that cold is it's I got this cough in me that, man, if I laugh, boom, you hear it. But it's going to stick with me for a couple of weeks, man. All right.
and for how beautiful that stadium is,
yes.
it's not built to hold
No.
a regular MLS team, much
Right.
less an MLS team with Messi on it.
This is a stadium that the Moss brothers built just as a buffer, bro. Nobody does shit like that. No owner does what the Moss brothers do.
What are they only have what 10 suites at the bottom?
Oh,
there?
the floor suites, yeah.
The floor suites are no, but there's
those
that's
things are sweet, bro.
That's your only suites there right now. You know, I mean, like for everything, and then I guess
no, they have some in the middle. They have
the
some
club
in the,
there
yeah,
too.
Yeah. They have
Mhm.
some in the, and then the Heineken.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's still called the Heineken.
yeah, I'm
Club
not
or
sure what
whatever
it is there, but I'm just trying to think like the big money areas where they sell.
They've
I
got.
mean, I know the
gotta
seats are
create something.
expensive. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
it's a cool stadium.
no, it's awesome. It's just not
now
built for
it's going to
Messi.
be hell for parking there. That's the one thing that will never be good in that place. When it's full, it was always like that. It didn't matter when we were the Fusion or whatever, or the Strikers or this. If you ever had a game that you had thousands and thousands,
yeah, thousands, yeah.
you come in, and now that, and for Messi, it's going to be every game is going to be packed. Every game will be packed to the gills. You know, because media members, it'll be packed like it's never been before.
You
I
have
mean,
to get there like 6 hours early because we used to get there 3-4 hours early, and
Yeah.
it was bad. It was
right. I can't imagine what that place is going to be.
and then now with security too. Like,
thank the Lord we're doing this.
I mean, I know how security was then. Now I can only imagine how much it's going to be.
It's crazy, dude. Crazy. Orlando City up here in Orlando, where we're going for 1,000 for Miami versus Orlando. Yeah, I can imagine, bro. The Messi tickets are going to be out of this world. I suggest either Uber or take a Bright Line because parking will be horrible. Frankie is 1,000% right. Where the Bright Line station is Cypress Creek. It's the next exit over. So then they're going to have some kind of a shuttle.
Either if they do a shuttle, or you just have to get the Uber from the Bright Line station to there. So
right,
you know,
that's right, exactly.
So that's not terrible. I didn't know where the Bright Line was up that way.
I remember when I went to West Palm Beach once to buy a reel-to-reel. You remember, babe? Because my wife is sitting here. I went to buy a reel-to-reel like 30-something years ago, and I took the Metrofail all the way, and the Bright Line has the same track. And I remember it stopped at Cypress Creek, so I'm pretty sure that's where the exit. That's where our station is.
So that wouldn't be a terrible Uber drive from there to
no, that's $5.
the stadium. Yeah,
that's $5, bro. It's nothing. Yeah, definitely. Although the Uber might say, the guy might not pick it up because what are you do it for $5 to get
Yeah.
tied up in an hour of traffic?
Well, that was the other thing I was going to say. Like, where are they going to have the Ubers drop off now? Because it's not going to be as simple as what it was before.
There's nothing simple there.
Well, no, but I mean, before
the stadium is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything else about it
Yeah.
is a disaster.
Yeah. But they had the one where you dropped the Uber, dropped you off, and then could drive through.
Right.
That's not going to be. You're not going to do that anymore. Not anymore.
No, not there. Yes, Uber to drive Pink Stadium. Forget driving there. That's the smart one. Fresco is right on target with that. It is a recreational league stadium, and now placing Messi in it. Oh boy, yeah. Wish O would have asked Michelle about other rumors. Like what? Like what, Green Lion? What did I miss out on? Jordi Alba signed, and so is Busquets. What else is there? They can't sign anybody else. I'm not sure. What rumor?
I know there was some about some 20-year-old midfielder or something. I saw that, but I don't know where he would fit in now with everything going on.
She only had 10 minutes. How long was that interview?
12.
Was it 12? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it took longer. I thought it was like 20. 20 what? Yeah, she only had 10 minutes. I went way over. How much? 20 what? 20?
Right at about 20 minutes.
She only had 10 minutes because she's super busy. She goes, oh, I can only do 10 minutes. I go, no problem. That's great. No problem. And we did 20. Because she's gold, bro. She's awesome. She's always been great with us. Anyways, I'm the only one that's always talked to her about soccer. It's not like they're calling her from QAM or 790 or anything like that when 790 was doing sports. I'm the only one that's brought her on for soccer because I'm the only one that ever gives a shit about soccer locally. Huh? What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And Witty's good to use. But he's not a reporter. He's not an insider.
I was going to say he's not as here all the time because he's doing all the other Apple
MLS.
TV stuff. Yeah,
he doesn't do Inter. Yeah, he does
Yeah.
MLS. Yeah. I was surprised the seats were as low as 140 to 200. So do I. I'm actually surprised that the seats are that cheap. Yep, I agree. Those businesses across Drive Pink Stadium will definitely be making money by charging even more for parking. Oh, they better. Oh, bro, you better have somebody there charging, bro. Definitely. So did you guys see that Dalvin Cook has a $7 million offer on the table from the Minnesota Vikings? And I've told you that I think the Dolphins, and I'm not telling you like I know exactly what's going on. Like I could tell you the numbers. I know about everything else, but not exactly the numbers. But I told you that they probably would offer somewhere in the 4.5 range. You've been listening. Those of you that have been listening. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets were somewhere in the 5.5 range, right? Miami 4.5, maybe to 5. Jets 5.5, maybe to 6. And now you got Minnesota with 7. Minnesota's got plenty of money under the cap. They didn't even have to cut Dalvin Cook, by the way. Okay, put it that way. They're rebuilding in a way. And they had plenty of money. They didn't have to cut Dalvin. Like, oh, my God, we need to cut him, get under cap, this, that, whatever. No, dude, they were way under the cap already. So now they've offered him 7. So what does he do now? This is a player that wanted somebody that wanted him. Somebody that wanted him to be the man. So far, none of that has materialized. And then he wanted money. And he was so delusional at the beginning of this that he was willing to sign, as we told you first than anybody else, a 1 to 2 year deal. But he even talked about how, well, if I sign a short deal, then I can build the value back up and somebody will then sign me to a long-term contract. That's how delusional he has been. He doesn't realize that there are no more long-term deals in your contract, in your future at all. You're a running back that's in your late 20s now. They will give you a 1 to 2 year deal, and that's all you're going to be living on for the rest of your life if you're fortunate. If you're fortunate. Okay, so now he has to reassess everything. He has to reassess what running backs are valued, which they're not in the NFL, which they're interchangeable. The most interchangeable position in all of pro sports is the running back. So now that you've got all of this on the table, Now he has to decide, do I really love the Miami Dolphins and being in Miami so much that I'm going to go to Miami to take a little less, but it's really not that much. Because when you include the taxes from the state of Minnesota and from the state of New York, okay, compared to no taxes in the state of Florida, then all of a sudden the salaries come a little closer. So it's not that much. So is he going to take an extra 600,000 to go to the Jets? But that 600,000, well, he still has to move. He still has to get a new place, and he's going to be renting. He's probably not going to buy and live in New York because he lives in Miami already. Say Miami, he doesn't have to buy a home. He doesn't have to rent a home. He already has one here. You see what I'm saying? He goes back to Minnesota. Well, then I don't know if he sold the place that he was at or rented or whatever, but now he's got to rent again. He's got to. So again, and all you're going to do is end up moving again because you're not really going to be there for a long time. So it's really, I mean, Chris Grier has played this masterfully, beautifully, to perfection because he didn't overcommit. He stayed strong, kind of like what Riley's doing right now with the whole Damian Lillard thing. You know, here's where you got to give Riley being a little bit of a G because the agent's scaring everybody off. Riley knows that the agent has scared everybody off, so Riley says, I'm not paying everything I need to pay for this guy. I'm going to lowball these dudes. I'm going to lowball these dudes because they don't want him. They don't want him coming back to that team, and I know that. So, you know, and he's playing hardball. And Chris Grier says, yeah, maybe somebody will offer him a little more, but no tax state, favorite team. He wants. So why am I going to fiscally overcompensate? Beautiful, dude. Beautiful. You know, I know some of you out there, you're such rabid Dolphins fans that you just like, oh, sign him right away. You know, like Omar Kelly. Oh, give him $7-8 million right away. He's worth it. It's not what it's about, dude. You gotta, you know, stay strong here. And you got to deal from the position you're at, which, by the way, the Dolphins are in a position of strength, not weakness. Dalvin Cook is in a position of weakness. He got released. He needs a job. Very few people are offering jobs, and they're not offering him a lot of money. In fact, it's so bad the team that cut you is now offering you a pity deal because that's what that is. That's a pity deal. Oh, the guy we drafted, the guy that has a lot of our records. Here we go. Let's give him a, you know, a little contract here to show him that we still love him. That we love him so much we'll bring him back as a backup. Interesting. Way to go, Chris Grier. You are getting Dalvin Cook. That's what's going to end up happening because you have played it to a T. And I bet you they'll agree to a deal. And I told you this about a week ago. They'll agree to a deal, and then they'll probably give him a little bit of incentives there to, like, you know, just spice it up a little bit. And then the agent and the player, oh yeah, no, we're happy with the deal. They gave us a little bit more and this and that. And my suggestion to Mr. Hiller, the agent for Dalvin Cook and for Dalvin Cook, when you ask for incentives, make sure you get team incentives, my man. You'll be sharing the ball with 3 other running backs. So make sure the incentives are team gets to the playoffs, team gets to the AFC Championship game, team wins the AFC Championship game, gets to the Super Bowl. Get your bonuses there. Do not get yourself bonuses for individual play because you will not be getting 1,500 yards. You will not even get 1,000 yards. So you will not get a certain amount of carries. You're going to be sharing the ball with 3 people. So make sure you get team incentives. All right. Oh, by the way, did you get those pictures I sent you? So Marketa Vondrusova, she's the one that beat the American the other day, the 4 seed. She won again today. Pagula was a 4 seed. She beat the 4 seed, the American. I'm sorry, did I say the other? She's unranked, by the way. This one's unranked. No, Pagula's out. She eliminated Pagula the last time, and she now in the semis beat Svitolina Svitolina today. She beat her in the semis, so she has advanced now, okay, in Wimbledon. And so I just wanted to bring up the pictures because she's got a little money, bro. Like, you know, she's got the kind of tattoos that you do like in prison. And I know she wasn't in prison, but it's like, did you have a couple of extra bucks? Could you have put some more detail on there? And then she's got these lines all over her body like they do, like, you know those people, you ever seen the plastic surgeons? And they go to the person, they start marking them up where they're going to slice them up all over the place. You ever seen that, Zach? I mean, Zach. Sean. Oh, Sean, have you ever seen that? The plastic surgeons, how they put markers all over and they cut you up?
Yeah.
All right. Did you bring up her picture?
What the hell did I just open up here?
Porn? You got porn there?
No.
No porn?
No.
Damn it, bro.
I thought it was open to the one, but it was OBJ.
And so anyway, I was just like wondering, like, is that now? This is the other thing I wanted to ask. Is this a thing that kids do nowadays? That they get the tats that have like very little detail on it? It hurts, Big O. Don't cover some of my favorite sports like WSOP and the 4th of July hot dog eating. Is it me or is it him? And he says nothing's going on. If I'm Dalvin, that's a slap in my face for Minnesota. Yeah, Frankie, of course it is, dude. Minnesota offered just enough to make him consider it. Ouch. I don't think so. I don't think he wants to go back to be a backup, dude. That's demoralizing. He's not. He's better than Alexander Madison. So there she is, right? You got to show the other picture too. So you got that. And if you enlarge it, you look at her tats. Like she's got, like, I don't mind tats. I have no problem with tats, but like, man, those are cheapy tats. And then the lines. What are those lines all over her arms and stuff? Like, what is that? Like, was she going to have plastic surgery and then they said no after that? I'm serious. Those are some cheap tats, bro. Those are like tats you do like while you're in prison. They have one ink. The guy's like a half-ass artist.
They almost look like they're fake. Like they just drew them out there. Like what's the one that they just draw on you? What is the
like a sketch?
No, henna tattoo.
A henna tattoo?
Yeah, but this is not as detailed as the henna tattoo at all. But
no. Yeah,
it looks like somebody just sat there with a marker and just drew on her beforehand.
That's what I told my wife. Yeah. I said, this woman hung out in our neighborhood and she fell asleep and we painted her up with markers.
That's what it looked like. She fell asleep and the kids marked her up in there.
Like, it's just like, it's the weirdest tats I've ever seen on somebody. And it's like, yo, you know, you're making a couple bucks. Like, I know people, like normal people like you out there, and you all have like these really fancy tattoos. And Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom just had made a tattoo on his calf of Jimi Hendrix. Okay? And that thing is beautiful, bro. I mean, detailed, colored all over the place. It looks awesome. You know what I'm saying? But look at those things. I'm like, look at that. Yeah. Look at that, bro. And look at the line on her arms. Like, I'm telling you, dude, like, what is that? Like, what is that? What are those tats? Seriously, they look like jail tats. Those tattoos are random and unorganized. They look like cheap sticker tattoos from those machines. CM Punk's got better tattoos. I don't know. CM Punk's got bad tattoos also? Is that what it is? She's working on the sleeves.
He's the face of AEW Collision.
I don't know, bro. It's just, what are those lines? Those just lines. Like, what is that, bro? Was she married to a guy that was a tattoo artist? She fell asleep and he just screwed around with her? By the way, how do you sleep through tattoos? Don't those shits hurt, man? Because you got tattoos. I know you got a tattoo. It's like, yeah, dude. Like, I saw it and it's like, wow. Terrific tennis player, obviously, but man, she's got to work on her tattoo game in a big time way. If you try to figure out all those tattoos, you're going to drive yourself crazy, bro. That's all I say. All right, let's go with some birthdays today. Let's go with some famous birthdays today. Those celebrating birthdays on July 13th. Harrison Ford is 81. How is the new what's that called? Indiana Jones. I heard it's bad. So anybody saw I don't know, spoiler alerts. Good or bad. That's all we need to know if you have anything there for us. Let's see. Who else? Guillermo Ochoa, soccer player, is 38. Ken Jang Jung. Yeah, how do I pronounce it? Ken Jung, the comedian. It's Jung, 54. He's terrific. He's funny as hell. He's a doctor? Oh, okay. He was so he went from doctor to actor. Okay. Smart dude. Cody Bellinger, 28 today. Patrick Stewart is 83. What's his Star Trek? Captain Gerard or something, right? No? It's not Captain Gerard? Isn't it Gerard? Patrick Stewart? From X-Men too? Yeah. Let's see. What else? So the late Tyler Skaggs, a poor kid that OD'd, was born on this date in 91. He passed away in 19. Let's see who else. We have Cheech Marin, 77 years old. Picard. There you go, Picard. That's it. Thank you. Yadier Molina is 41 years old. Cardinals catcher, yes. Those are folks celebrating birthdays today. And in music history, on July 13th, on this date in 97, the Red Hot Chili Peppers singer Anthony Kiedis underwent 5 hours of surgery following a motorcycle accident in L.A. In 1968, on this date, Black Sabbath performed their first show ever playing as Earth. Their name before changing it to Sabbath. It took place at a blues club in Birmingham, England. In 73, on this date, Queen released her self-titled album. And in 93, on this date, Rush's Geddy Lee performed "Oh Canada" for the crowd at the MLB's All-Star Game in Baltimore. There you go. So those are some of the things that happen in Musica history. All right. What else do we have going on in the world to talk about? By the way, Heat are back in action tonight, 5:30, NBA TV. I'll watch it when I get home. Jaime Jaquez is not expected to play. He hasn't been practicing. But 5:30 today, Bucks and Heat. Heat are 1-1 so far in Vegas. Bucks are 2-1 right now in Vegas. And of course, we are awaiting the Damian Lillard watch. And I would imagine that the Damian Lillard stuff, it's going to take forever to get resolved. And I told you that it was going to go into August or possibly early September. And no real surprise there. Now, when you see what's happening, that you're going to have to wait because they want to get the best deal possible. That's what they're trying to do, and I don't blame them for that. You know what I mean? And this guy is not a seasoned veteran at this kind of stuff. So that's probably a good reason why, it's going to also drag on a little bit. Andy Ellisberg and the Heat are going to have to get creative and help Minnesota out. Portland out and trying to be creative and finding a home for Tyler and finding a home if they have to for Caleb. And all here's the other thing with the Lillard thing that we don't know, is Nurkic part of this deal or not? Because that's one of the reasons why I asked Ira that, you don't hear that enough in the conversations of people having or even writing about it. The Nurkic thing is huge because that changes, it alters what you're giving back. Because if you're willing to take in another bad salary, you have to give them back less players in youth. You could give the picks, but then you're going to unload more salary yourself. So maybe in this deal, you're only unloading Lowry, and now you can unload Lowry and Duncan. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden now it really becomes a little bit more sexy. And obviously you get a big man, which really helps you out. All of a sudden now, the position that you lacked in last year, you would have serious depth now. With Bam, Nurkic, what is it? Robinson, and who's the Bryant? That's who, Bryant before Robinson. And so all of a sudden, you know what happens with that now? Robinson gets another year of development, man. And you don't have to put him up there where maybe he still might not be ready. You don't know that. But that's the part of the equation that we need to hear about. Maybe we won't. Maybe we won't hear it till the end. But it seems like there'll be leaks on the West Coast side of it. It doesn't seem like there's going to be. The Heat just doesn't do that. They're like Fort Knox, bro. They're impossible to penetrate. You know what I mean? Portland is like the capital, easy to penetrate. You know, it's kind of like that. What can I tell you? Anyway, Marlins back in action tomorrow. Sandy on the mound. Well, the ace has now been retired for the rest of the season. So, Sandy, you got to get back to being an ace now, brother. Okay? 4.72 ERA, not going to cut it if we're going to make a playoff run here. So, Dion Kremer, who's 9-4 and a 4.78 ERA, that whole division is a pain in the ass, man. What are you going to do, right? All right. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? Oh, are you able to sleep tonight there, Sean? Because I know there was a lot of unrest with you here. You were really concerned about LeBron James retiring. I think Sean hasn't had a good night's sleep since the Western Conference Finals. Okay? Since the Western Conference Finals, when LeBron, after losing, he said, "Hey, wait a minute! I'm thinking of retirement right now. Don't talk about us losing again.
Just hasn't been the same since."
Yeah, no. Don't mention that. My other two titles since I left Miami, I needed a suspension from the Warriors, right? And one, and then the other one, I needed help and injuries in a bubble. Don't mention that to other people. And don't mention that I lost now to the Denver Nuggets. No, I'm retiring. I'm thinking of retiring. I mean, look, man, LeBron is not a bad person per se. Okay, nobody could ever say that about the guy, except for Skip Bayless, of course. But, he's such a prima donna. I mean, seriously, dude. That is such weak sauce that you came up with that when you got eliminated. Oh, I'm thinking of retiring. Everybody knew you weren't retiring. You've been talking about playing with your son for years now. For the last, not years, but at least for the last 2 years, I think I've been hearing that story about him playing with his son. And that's why you're also in your whole 1-year deals and 2-year deals, and you're controlling where you go and all that stuff. What am I, stupid? Come on, man. Come on. Just like the Wade thing. What am I, stupid? Believing the Iverson stuff? Come on, bro. No, dude, you just didn't want to get into politics. That's all. You can't say that the three was about the Holy Trinity anymore. Not with the way you've gone the other way with your life, which there's nothing wrong. You want to be an ultra conservative, good for you. You want to be a super liberal, good for you. Whatever, bro. You get your choice. But don't bullshit me, man. Just like I'm just Bill Clinton. Don't tell me you didn't inhale. Come on, dude. I wasn't born yesterday. And LeBron James, I'm not retiring. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like you were ever going to retire, you clown. Shut up already. Yes, sir.
Frankie said the Heat should draft his son and then not sign LeBron.
Oh, that would be awesome.
But when you brought up Skip Bayless,
yes,
it made me think last night. Pat McAfee also said something about him.
He did.
Yes, about the DeMar Hamlin situation.
When
he tweeted out,
"Oh yeah,
get the guy off the field. We got the playoffs to worry about."
What an asshole! Yeah.
He still hasn't deleted the tweet, by the way. It's
no,
still up.
I know.
So he was pointing that out because it was one of the things like hashtag delete the tweet.
Yeah, it's like
It was
Yeah.
just one of those things. When you
Skip
brought
Bayless-
baseless, I was like,
Skip Bayless has gotten away with shit that most of us would never get away with. What he did to Troy Aikman years ago, where he spent pages on a book talking about whether Aikman was gay or not. And in the end, it wasn't, but he wanted to put it in the book that he went through the entire organization, interviewing people, trying to ask people if he's gay and have they ever seen him with another guy, this, that, and back then it wasn't like if he would have done that now, he would have gotten fired and they would have roasted him. Okay. Because it was disgusting. It was like nothing that, brother, first of all, it's not an indictment being gay. But you wanted to make an indictment and you want to thoroughly go out and embarrass him because you need some story and you want to write and sell your book. This guy is a lowlife of all lowlifes. And I've said this over and over again, and I always tell you, a lot of you out there, why you even give this guy the time of day is beyond me. He's a bad individual, dude. And I just, he just disgusts me, to be quite honest. And doing the job I do, and I work hard and I prepare every day for what I do, and I know what laziness is. And I know when the people that just want to, they just want clickbait, and that's who they are. And to me, unfortunately, our society feeds into that shit. Unfortunately, a lot of you are programmed that way, that you feed into it and you empower those people. Like I said, the way I do things, I do it the hard way, bro. I don't do it the popular way. I'm not Mr. Homer and I'm not Mr. Negative all the time and just go trash people left and right. And yeah, that's what's going to bring you attention. And let's be Mr. Homer all the time, so I never piss anybody off. And so that fan that never can handle anything objective or negative, they tune in all the time. They love you all the time. It's not who I am. Sorry. It's just, I don't think it's the right way of doing things, but whatever. Didn't want the heat from the media. He never wants the heat from the media. Don't ever insult Sean by calling him Zach Krantz. I didn't say Krantz. I said just Zach. I didn't say Krantz.
first off, it wouldn't be insulting me either. I like Zach Krantz. He's one of the ones that helped me get my start.
Zach is one of the good dudes.
So, yeah.
Zach is actually one of the decent human beings in this business. I just want you to know that, Brooklyn Rob, there's quite a bunch of shitheads in our business. Okay? Zach Krantz is a good dude, bro. He's a really good human being. So, yeah, I could never say anything bad about Zach. Yeah, and shouldn't take it as an insult. Zach Krantz is a good dude, bro. Really good human being. I could never say anything bad about Zach. So, yeah, no. Good dude. Where's Zach now? They've got him doing some stuff on QAM on the side there. Social media side, Zach's Corner.
Yeah, he does this Krantz Corner.
Krantz's
Corner.
That's it.
And then he does other social media for Odyssey now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's necessarily 560 anymore, if he's just Odyssey in general.
Yeah. I think it's 560, but it's just on the side that they've got him doing some stuff. Scotty Haythaler says, and Sean, do you think the tribal chief will do a Motor City Smelly at SummerSlam? Ski off my brother. Here's your daily reminder. Get off the board with Dudu Cristobal, 11 wins and ACC title. I guess I got bad info. Why, somebody told you Zach Krantz was a bad person? Oh, no, Rob. I'd question that person. It's like the Sean thing that I told you yesterday. Like somebody tells you Sean Stanley's a jerk, that person's a bad person. They screwed up somewhere. Okay? Same thing with Zach Krantz. Zach is not a bad dude at all. At all. Okay? So no, I could never do that. I would never do that to Zach Krantz, bro. He's a good person, bro. Good person. What else do we have going on? I think we got it pretty much. Any other breaking news? Trying to think of anything like that I haven't crossed over. Anything new? Right? Nothing. I don't see anything new going on in the world of deportes. Quentin Williams' 4-year extension is monstrous. Well deserved. The guy's a hell of a player, dude. You know? 4-year, $96 million, $66 million is guaranteed. 12 sacks, 28 quarterback hits. So, you got Dolphin news?
Dolphin news. Yes, I do.
What you finna have?
It's official.
Oh, look out.
Miami Dolphins All-Pro Braxton Berrios is now officially dating TikTok star Alex Earl, and they made their red carpet debut last night at the ESPYs. No, just saying.
But I already talked about them two going out.
I'm just throwing out. There's some Dolphin in the news. There's Dolphins in the news. That's all. That's all. It's already been reported, but just throwing it out there.
Shocker. Braxton Berrios going out with another hot woman.
Damn him.
Shocker.
And more empty seats at AEW events. There's a shocker.
Why is they having trouble with drawing? Really? How about this? Coinbase is going to relist Ripple now. Now that they're not registered security, now they're going to register Ripple. That is funny. That is hilarious. And I'm sure all of you out there are loving your crypto portfolios exploding. I mean, Polygon is up 17%, dude. Cardano is up 21%. Holy crap. I knew once they started winning these lawsuits.
Because that was the only thing holding it up.
Dude. That's the only thing. Illuvium is up 666.
Uh-oh.
The number of the beast.
Let's go. One more point.
There we go.
By the way, WNBA, we were talking about a little bit about the Women's Basketball League thing.
Yes.
Viewership is up 46% on ESPN. ABC games are up, averaging 647, which are both numbers AEW Collision will never see.
Wow. Okay. All right. Damn. Who had the better heel list on the Squared Circle Digest on Tuesday? Sean or you got to give it to me again because I will not remember it at all. I didn't see the whole show anyways, but go ahead. You got to give it to me. What's the you got to give me the list. I don't know.
Well, my heel list was more old school. I had Kevin Sullivan from back in my day, who used
to. But you guys know I don't know wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like
how am I gonna know what
your heel list would be? Like a Nike and Adidas. Those heels. Those are the heels.
Right? Know. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
So I'm not sure. Again,
but now heel list
like. But this is Frankie Fresco, the guy that likes AEW. It's Collision. So
heel list means what? Like a really sorry list?
No, the bad guys. The best bad guys, top 5 bad guys of all time in wrestling.
Yeah, I'm not good for that. Yeah, I won't. I don't know enough of it to be able to. I'm not educated enough in it.
But also, I don't know
I'd
that
love to answer that, Frankie, but I won't be able to. Now I can do it on my own explanation if you want. Go ahead and shoot.
Go ahead. Top 5 heels. Your top 5 bad guys on your.
No, I don't know any of them. You got to give me your 5 and his 5, and I'll just decide on which 5.
I got to remember his.
Frankie, put in your 5 while he tells me his 5. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, mine were Kevin Sullivan from back in Championship Wrestling from Florida, the Fabulous Freebirds from World Class Championship Wrestling. Number 3 was Vince McMahon from when he did his days with Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
Uh-huh.
Number 2 was Hot Rod Roddy Piper.
Okay.
And my number 1 heel of all time. Why am I drawing a blank, Frankie? Frankie, who was my number 1 heel? What did I have as number 1 heel?
Dusty Rhodes.
No, that's a baby face. That'd be a baby face. Who did I have as my number 1? Oh, the 4 Horsemen. Sorry. The 4 Horsemen, yeah.
Okay.
Which was Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and then they threw in Barry Windham. That was the original group.
So
Frankie Fresco has
he hasn't put it up yet.
He hasn't put it up yet. I don't know where he did.
He says there is no wrong answer.
No, there's not, because there's so many good heels, and then also the heel is that word where it's like, what's the definition of a bad guy to you?
Okay.
To me, it was guys that scared the crap out of me. I mean, Bruiser Brody probably could have made that list too, but he was more classified as a baby face. He just wrestled crazy, but those guys were the guys that when I was growing up, when you saw that, and then also with the Fabulous Freebirds, what they did for Texas wrestling with the Von Erichs, they were such an antagonist group to me, they made great heels because they made the Von Erich such great baby faces.
Okay.
So-
Well, both of you have Vince McMahon in the list, apparently. Okay, so that kind of washes it out. Now, Frankie came up with a little flair because he's got Ric Flair in that, right? But he's also got Randy Orton there also at the same time. So, but then he adds my guy Chris Jericho. You added, you see, that's where you start winning me over, you know. Now, Scott Hall sounds too much like Seton Hall. They don't win enough. So I can't go there. You, on the other hand, you got the Four Horsemen. You know, let me tell you something. We used to have the Tres Caballos beer. That was a pretty good beer, but not the Four Horsemen. Then you got Roddy Piper there, Roddy, right? So that's not bad also. You got Vince McMahon. That's the wash. Sullivan sounds like a guy that shouldn't be even a wrestler, actually. He should be a teacher or something like that. But then you close it out with Freebird. Leonard Skinner really appreciates that you've got Freebird in there. But I got to give Frankie the edge because he went with Jericho. So, Frankie, you get the edge because you got my man Chris Jericho in it. Anything with Chris Jericho, I'm in. So, there you go. That's my guy. I know nothing about wrestling. I brought him on my show and never talked about wrestling, but that's my guy. Seriously, I had Chris Jericho on the show. Well, I had him on twice, but once I had him in studio for like an hour. Never spoke to him one time about wrestling. We talked music the entire time for an hour. Enjoyed it too. It was great because he's a big rock guy. He loves music, man. This just in. Heat are willing to offer 3 first-round picks and hero for Dame. Just saw it on Twitter. Yeah, there you go. Here's something would know. Mondo McMichael was also part of the Four Horsemen. Yeah? Okay. Steve McMichael? Oh, the Bears guy. Oh, okay. Okay, because he's got Mondo. You said it's Mongo.
Yeah, Steve Mongo McMichael. You probably put him.
You put Mondo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's probably spell check that does that.
Mhm.
I hate spell check. God, I hate that. Dick Slater from the 80s. Are you sure his name is Dick, or you just want to
No,
say
it is
that?
Dick Slater. Yes. One of the more nastier
villain and legit,
yeah.
one of the toughest dudes in wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm stupid at this, so they can sneak, names.
But it goes back to where I
wouldn't know.
It's what you classify as, what you as a heel, what your version of because to me, like he put,
you could tell me Pecker Penis Thompson, and I'm like, is that a wrestler?
Yeah, Triple P.
There we go.
He's one of the greats these days, but he's a babyface.
Deborah's ex, baby, yeah, Steve Austin's wife now. Boy. Brett's sexist. Why women can't have their own. Oh, okay. Somebody don't like the NBA. Well, I mean, hey, if you don't like the WNBA, that's fine, man. It's not for everybody, dude. You know what I mean? It's all good. That's what are you gonna do, man? All right, boy, I'm gonna go see Culture Club tonight. Berlin and Howard Jones with the wife. We're going up to the I Think Amphitheater, right? It's called I Think right now. That's it. So if any of you are going to the I Think Amphitheater tonight, send me a DM on Twitter or on you can also send it on what's it called on Threads too. And on Instagram, you see it on the bottom there, Big O Radio Show. It doesn't say, it says host, but IG is Big O Radio Show, and then Twitter is Big O Show. So follow us there. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, folks. Don't forget you can also send a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And you can always send in your insults, your compliments, your questions, your concerns, whatever it is, and we will try to answer them on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. We thank Steve Calabro and all the great people out here, Frank Fiore, and of course all the amazing people out here in the second floor that make it happen for us every single time. Sean Stanley, the man that masters this entire platform. We will see you tomorrow morning, live from Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. We'll see you there tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.